Shields up, Iron Breakers. Rurikhan here coming at you with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the Spider-Man downgrade situation, hashtag Puddlegate, and all that. I'll be putting up the relevant screenshot on screen right now so that you guys can take a look at it. And this is a screenshot that has been making the rounds on the internet. There's been a lot of people commenting on it. Now, naturally, if you look at the right side of this screenshot, this is supposedly taken from an E3 trailer. I'm not sure if it's this year's E3, last year's E3. I'll be honest, I've been avoiding trailers for Spider-Man because I don't want to get spoiled. I want to actually enjoy the game. And I've told you guys in the past that I feel that nowadays companies reveal far too much from video game trailers. So I've been avoiding trailers as much as possible, but supposedly this is the picture from one of those trailers. And then the picture on the left is the picture from the final version of the game, which clearly the picture on the right side looks much better. You got a little bit more shine on the suit, you got what seems to be more reflections on the water, and you have more of the water. Therefore, hashtag Puddlegate. But here's the thing. I have a review code for Spider-Man, and one of the things that I've been really confused about is A, how did that screenshot of the final version of the game got posted online if you take into consideration that the embargo only lifts next Tuesday? At least my personal embargo that I was given only lifts next Tuesday, so I can only talk about my experience with the game next Tuesday. And a lot of people are going to come in with conspiracy theories saying, Rurikhan, that's clearly because they're trying to trick the consumers. They're downgrading the visuals, and they want to, keep it until the last minute so that people don't know. And it's like, no, because the game doesn't release Tuesday. I don't even know. It releases on Friday or something. And it's like there's still plenty of time for you to cancel your pre-orders if the reviews come back and they just completely slam the game. So it is not a case that the company is holding an embargo hostage to kind of like prevent people from bad-mouthing the game. That's not the case at all. So I'm just curious as to how these screenshots got leaked online. And I'm also curious as to why so many people are allowed to talk about their experience with the final version of the game, again, considering that I have an embargo until like next Tuesday. But either way, I'm just going to give you guys my straight up opinion on this, and I'm going to be basing my opinion on what I've played at an event that I was at before, because again, I can't talk about the final version of the game yet. But I'm going to be basing what I'm going to tell you guys on my experience at that event, which, by the way, there's a video that I talked about where I give my opinion and how I feel about the game. I'll put that up on the right-hand side of this particular video right now, so you guys can go check that out if you want to know my opinion, which still stands on the game despite the whole downgrade situation. But ultimately, the very easy thing for me to say is, like, from what I've played of the game at that event, I've never once felt the need to go like, oh, you know what? These visuals, man, they don't look very good. As a matter of fact, I was impressed with the visuals because if you take into account the sheer size of the city that you're basically web-slinging at breakneck speeds through, it's like the city is huge. It is extremely densely populated with tons of NPCs, as well as there's side content all over the place. There's collectibles, and all of this stuff is being loaded in real time while you're web slinging really fast throughout the city. I find that to be basically the visuals look pretty damn good for the sheer size of what this game is going for and the density of its world. That's how I personally felt. And still, looking at this screenshot, my opinion doesn't change one bit. And you know why? Because the game is usually played at such a fast pace that if you're really stopping to try and look at this and try to like I want the game to look like friggin' photography, professional photography levels at all time, then you're gonna get a game that's not going to be running as well. You need to understand this is running on a PlayStation 4 at the end of the day. This is a console, like when was this console released? 2014, 13? I don't remember. I think it was 2013. 5 years ago. 5 years ago is when this console was released. The game looks, let's just look at the left screenshot. The game looks that good, with a massive city for you to explore, with tons of side quests, as well as a main story quest that, from what I've played at that event, was a lot of fun. Never once did I stop to look at the visuals because I was too busy being blown away by the animations. Like, I understand that we've been tricked before in this industry there's been situations where there's been some serious, and I do mean some serious visual downgrades in certain games. And I gotta be honest, I don't feel that that is the case here. Now, the developers have come out and said it's because the sun changed position. I don't know if that is the case because I'm not an expert on that stuff. I don't know if that, just the simple fact that the sun changed positions makes the, makes the whole lighting system go out of whack and the suit looks brighter than it does on the other screenshot. Although I do have to say, if you pay close attention, the muscle definition on Spidey is better on the left side than on the right side. If you look at like his arm muscles, his back muscles, all of that stuff, it is better defined on the left side. Now, does that mean that there was no downgrade? Like, what's the deal? I've also seen other screenshots being floated around that said that there's actually a visual upgrade, and I'm just like, this is getting insane. I don't think it's such a massive difference, and if that is what you're focusing on when you are playing this game, I think the game has already failed you at that point. If you're just legitimately just looking for a reason to be upset over the visuals of the game, I think that the game has already failed you because you're over obsessing on visuals. This game has so much more that it is bringing. The combat system, which is really good. The web slinging system, which is really good. The story, which, I can't really talk too much about the story up until this point, but I liked the intro. The boss fights, the crawling around, the silent takedowns, all of those mechanics, like, all of that stuff is still pretty friggin' fun from what I played at that event. Anyway, if you guys want to know my opinion on the final product, I will be talking about it next Tuesday once the embargo lifts. But ultimately, like, if this is the reason why you're looking at this and you're like, oh no, man, I feel cheated out of my money. I feel like I've been cheated because there's been a significant visual downgrade, then all I can tell you is cancel your pre-order. Wait for the reviews and then look at what people are saying. But I look at that and I'm just like, that would not stop me from buying the video game. But that's just me. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.